Okay, Mr. Mahdi Abdurrahim, we are continuing with the international organizer, Mr. Mahdi Abdurrahim, in the last day of our seminar.
Thank you. Wait, you can see my presentation?
Yes.
Okay. So now we talk about the rating system. Okay, just for maybe 10 minutes, not more. Just to, as you know, the rating, initial rating starts from 1,000. Then a new player, unrated player, to get his new rating. So he has to play with a minimum of 5 rated players in one tournament or within 2 tournaments. So in this case, here depends on his result with the rated opponent, then he can go to his initial rating, maybe high, maybe low, and we show how formula is working, very simple formula, and according we can check and find the rating for each player. So how to get a FIDE rating? And in this case, so unrated players should play a minimum of 5 games against rated opponent and 1 or more tournaments. So maybe in one, maybe more than 1 tournament. 3 possibility score range for the unrated player. So we have formula. We use this formula. We have RU, which the new players with a rating equal rating of unrated player. This is RU is rating of unrated player. RA average rating. So rating average of the opponent. If we have 5 opponents, we see all the 5 opponents rating. Maybe some of them have 2,000, 1,800, 2,030, and you accumulate it and add all together and divide by number of opponents. There will be average rating. Now, the calculation of formula said if the score of the players more than 50%, RU equal average rating or rating average plus 20 for each half point over the 50. I'll give you an example. If I play with 5 rated player, out of 5 rated player, I scored 3. I beat 3 and I lost from 2. So here I have more than 50% of the score. So 50% of the score, meaning I have to calculate the average rating of the opponent, the average rating plus each half point, extra half point, we add 20. So if we said 3 out of 5, this meaning I have half point more. So it will be average rating. If average rating of 5 players, for example, 2,000, so it will be 2,000 plus 20. Why 20? Because we have half point more. If I have 1 point more, will be 2 times 20. If I have 2 points more, will be 4 times 20. Like this is the formula for those who score more than 50% in the tournament. If they score 50% in the average rating, our rating of the unrated RU equal RA. This means if the average rating opponent was 2,000 and I scored 50%, this means I scored 2.5 out of 5 points. So in this case, my new rating will be same as rating average, same rating average because I scored 50%. So in this case, score equal 50% rating of unrated will be RU equal RA, rating average. So if I score less than 50%, RU equal RC plus point difference. Here we have we divide the number to the number of the players, then there will be percentage. So this percentage, we have table, we have to check on the table. where located this percentage. That percentage will be figure. So in this figure, we will go to the table, we find where it's located. Besides the figure, you will find the other number. So this number we add with the RC. So RC plus DP, we can get the new rating. So we'll give you example now. For example, if I score 50%, so RU equal RA plus 20. So see the player's name here. If you go to the players, standard rating, he played a standard rating in November 2019. And he played the rating tournament. The rating played with the one player with the name Usman. His elo 1522, and second one, his opponent was 2596. Third one was 1607. This was in the one event. Can he got the initial rating? No, cannot. Why? Because he has to play with a 5 rated tournament. Here in the first tournament, he played with 3 only. Then we go for second tournament. He played with 2 only, 2 rated tournaments. So 2 plus 3 now became 5 players. So, okay, let's check. First player with Osman, he won. W meaning the score. Here won, he got 1 point. With the second one, with Jishawa, he won again. Then he played with the Jasmine, and he won. So the guy won 3 games out of 3. So he got full mark. And here in second tournament, he played with 2 players, and he won, and second player also won. So he played 5 out of 5, score full mark. So score 5 of 5. In this case, if we said 50%, if he scored 50% or more, so average rating, we will take average rating 1522 plus 1596, 1607 plus 1607, 1477. This is average rating. We calculate 5 and divide by 5, they will be average rating. So average rating of players will be 1562. So this is rating average of the opponent, 1562. Now our formula here, in the top, our formula. So that formula said RU equal RA. So rating average 1562. If you go down, the bottom you find RU equal 1562, which is rating average. Okay, plus now he scored more than 50%. 50% of the 5 points is 2.5. So now he scored more, 2.5 more. So this is extra points. So for each half points, we times 20. So 5 half points x 20 equal will be new rating will be rating average plus 100, which is the point more points he scored, equal 1662. This is his initial rating. So the initial rating, very easy, we can find for those who score more than 50%. For each half point, 20. Very easy. I don't think this will be difficult to you. Is it clear? So the first formula, if he scored more than 50%, so first of all, we take the rating average of the opponent plus for each half point, 20. So rating average plus 20 half points, this will be 1662. This is his initial rating. This is first formula. Okay, we go for second formula. If he scored 50%, so he played with the 5 opponents, and from 5 opponents, in this case, in the first event, first opponent, he drew, second one is won, third one he lost, fourth one he lost. And second, still he played with 4 rated player. He's supposed to play with a 5. In this case, he has to play next tournament. So in the next tournament, he played with the 2 only and score half with the first opponent and score 1 point with second. So total here, he has 6 opponents. So 6 opponents, we check how many points he scored. We have 1.5 in the first event and 1.5 in second event. So total 3 points. He scored 3 points out of 6. This means he scored 50%. So the formula said if he scored 50%, so he will take the rating average from tournament. So what is the rating average from tournament? We take this all 6 opponent rating and divide by 6. They will be figure. The figure will be 1363 and RA equal 136A because 50%. So this is the initial rating for the player. Is it clear? So if he scored 50%, he will take average rating of opponent. If he scored more than 50% for each half point plus rating average, this will be initial rating. Now we go the third formula. The third formula, for in this case, if he scored less than 50%, here we have another calculation. Because he scored less than 50%, so RU equal RC plus DP. Okay, from where we can go to the DP? Now he scored 4 out of 9. So he played with the 9 players. First one won, second lost, third lost, fourth lost. With a Taipei player won, with a Philippine draw, then won, then lost. So total points is 4 points out of 9. So this means less than 50%. So look, chart for P percentage. We're going to divide 4 points. 4 divided by 9 will be percentage. What the percentage will be 0.44. Please try by your mobile phone, by your calculator, 4 out of 9. You will find 0.44. Okay, this is 0.44. This is the percentage of the player. Then we go to the table. This table, look where is 0.44. If we come here, we can find here is 0.44 and DP. What is DP? And DP different point is minus 43. Minus 43. So you go back, then we go back here, the DP equal minus 43, then RU equal rating average minus 43, then the new rating will be, our initial rating for the player will be 1572. Is it clear? I think 50%, very clear, no problem. More than 50%. Rating average plus half point, 20. Now, less than 50%, we have formula. We see how many points we score, divide by the number of opponents, they will be percentage. And this percentage, we go to the table, and from the table, we see where is the located, and we can find here 0.44, and right side, in DP, you can find minus 43. So in our formula, we come back. Our formula, we keep the rating average 1615 from 9 opponents minus 43. This is the DP, the equal 1572. So my initial rating will be 1572. Is it clear now? This is only 3 formulas for the title for the rating calculation. Now, another one, we have this table, and this table for rating player, rated player play with a rated player. So in the previous one, unrated player, and he needs the initial rating. So it was 3 types of calculation. Now we have another calculation for what? For the rated against rated player. So here, rated player was rated, changing in rating is score minus PD. Then if he won, will be 1 minus PD. If he draw, will be half minus PD. If 0, will be minus 0 minus PD from the table. PD, we can get from where? From the table. So the K equal the rating change for the given tournament or rating period. Okay. For each game played against a rated player, determine the difference in rating between the player and his opponent. So now we see, for example, my rating 2000 and my opponent rating is 2010. So we minus, so we have the different rating 10 only. We have only 10 different. Okay. Now we find 10, we go to the table, we find where the 10 located according to the location beside the right side or left side. You can find the figure. This figure we put in our formula and we make our calculation. This is another type of calculation also. Let's do with calculation. For example, the guy is from Philippines, is named Barcelona. Barcelona, he played with Lilo, with Bixena until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players, or 7 or 9 or 10 players. He played with 10 players, okay? Now here we look, before we were looking for the rating, now we are looking for the, first of all, the rating difference between two players. So Barcelona, he was rated tournament, rating 1, and his ELO, he's 2451, okay? Lelo, first opponent was named, he was named Lelo, his grandmaster, and his ELO 2442, and he scored half with him, okay? Now we'll see who's highest rating, Barcelona or his opponent. If Barcelona, so under bracket we'll mention high. If opponent, we mention in the bracket low. This means Barcelona low rating. So here his highest rating than Lelo. Okay, we make our calculation. Here we have, because he draw, we mention half minus PD. Okay, what is PD? We check what is PD. So the PD is here. We find, first of all, we make our calculation. 2451 minus 2442 equal 9. So now the rating difference between two players is 9. Okay, we go back to our table. We go back to our table. This is the table. We'll see where is the 9. The 9 located here. This is the 9 between 4 and 10. The 9 is between 4 and 10. Now, if we see the PD we have high and we have low. So PD, we have high, we have low. Barcelona, he was a high or low, he was a high. So this figure, we use this figure. If he's a low, we use 0.49 because he's high rating than opponents. In this case, we use 0.51, okay? Now, go back to our calculation. Here, our calculation. So he draw, so half point minus 0.51. From where is 0.51? From the table. Then we make our calculation. Half minus 0.51 is the result will be, rating will be changed, will be 0.01 by minus. So 0.01 is minus. Be careful, is minus or plus. This is minus here. So his now rating change is minus 0.01 in minus. Okay. Now we'll have to look to the K factor. We have K factor for each player. So according to the K factor times with the figure which here 0.01. So let's check what's the K factor. K is the development coefficient. K equal 40 for all players new to the rating list until he has complete event with at least 30 games. So any new players, K factor start with 40. Any new players until he played at least 30 games. When he played 30 games, K factor became 20. Then K factor will become 20 as long as the player's rating remains under 2,400. So when he reached 2,400, K factor became 10. So K factor starts from 40 for all new players until he played 30 games. When he finished 30 games, when I said 30 games, I mean 30 rated games. So when he played 30 games, in this case, K factor change became 20. Then until he reached 2,400. Then after, when he reached 2,400, K factor will change to 10. Okay, maybe someone said, okay, maybe I used reached 2,400, my K factor became 10, but after some month, my ELO became 2,200. So became less than 2,400. My K factor will go back to 20? No, cannot go back to 20. Once you reach the new K factor, cannot go back, cannot change. Will be the same K factor until you upgrade, go to the next K factor. So once you reach 2,400 and above, so your K factor became 10. Once a play published, rating has reached 2,400 and remains at that level, even if the rating drops below 2,400. So if your rating drop below, so K factor will be 10, cannot go back to 20. Okay. Then we have K factor 40 for all players until their age 18th birthday, as long as their rating remain under 2,300. So K factor start from 40 until you play 30 games. And once you reach you above 18 years, so K factor will change. And as long as their rating remain, and we have here, place until their 18th birthday, as long as their rating remain under 2,300. So when you reach under 2,300, but now this is also the after 2,300, the K factor you will change from 40 to 20. So when you play 3 games, K factor become 20. When you reach your rating 2,300, K factor will be 20. Then example, we don't have example here, but this is K factor. So, and K factor for blitz and rapid is 20. For calculation, rating calculation, for blitz and rapid, K factor will be 20. So K factor we use for our calculation, rating calculation is a development coefficient. So if you go back, we see how we calculate here. So this is the example. A player is called 50%, less than 50%. This is for calculation normal. For this table, if you say table conversion of difference in rating. So D meaning difference rating. So we see my rating, I will see my opening rating. So we find the number which we find, so will be in this range. We see what's between which range, between 0 or 3 or 4 or 10 or 11, 70, which figure we find, then beside will be number, and this number we go make our calculation with the half point or 1 point or 0 point. Then the number is coming, or the result, we times by K factor, F20, F40, F10. So depend of the K factor of each player. So I'll give you the example. This is the example. Again, if the win, so 1 minus PD. If draw will be half minus PD. If 0 will be minus PD. So this is calculation to find the new rating for rated player. So this calculation only for rated player was rated player. Only if 2 rated player, in this case, make this calculation. If 1 unrated, we go back to other 3 formulas. Okay. For each game play against a rated player, determine the difference in the rating between the player and his opponent. This is calling D. So we can find the D from the table, then we find the score. So in this case, we said, example, I give you example of this guy, Filipino guy. He played with 10 players. And at the end, you want to make calculation if he got a new rating or not, with a minus or with plus, okay? So I give this example, Barcelona with the first, this is first opponent. With the first opponent, he was 2451 minus opponent rating 2442, and he was high rating. So in the bracket will be high, H. If he was opposite, less than opponent, will be L, low. Okay, then the calculation shows we have 9 point different, or 9 rating different between 2 players. So from the table, we found there 0.51. So we'll make our calculation from first opponent. So I score half with the first opponent, so half minus PD, which is 0.5. The result will be 0.01. Okay, then we go with the other one. So go for the, for example, we'll go for the Haridas. Haridas also, in this case, he played with Haridas, which last one is Haridas. He won. So whose highest rating? His rating is 2451. Haridas 2434. So less than Barcelona, and the rating difference was 17. So 17. No, 1, because he won. We won minus PD, and PD from the table, we check where is the 17. From table, okay, 17, 11 until 17. His H, because of his H, will be 0.52. So will be 0.52. So in this case, we go make our calculation, 1 minus 0.52, and the result will be 0.48. Okay. Then we'll check what his K factor, because his ELO 24, more than 24, so his K factor will be 10. So 10 times 0.48 will be, this is rating change, the new rating change, the guy with this player. So each player, we make same formula, same calculation. At the end, we add 1 plus 2 plus 3 will be 1 figure, and this figure will be our rating change. It's very easy. Even we use this table, is explanation also. So you have this one. I will send you also today after finish the seminar, and to check how we make this our calculation. If we are unrated player or if 2 rated player, this type of calculation always we use. This is, for example, here for opponents, different opponents, 1 draw, 1 won, 1 draw, and so on, like this. This our calculation will be at the end, K factor. It's 1.21 times 10. Why 10? This is K factor of the opponent because it's ELO more than 2,400. At the end will be 12.10. This means his rating change will be 12.8. So his ELO, if his ELO, for example, 2451 plus 12 will be 2463. So this will be new rating for rated player. Any question of this?
Mr. Mahdi?
Yes.
Yes, this lesson or this examples, they come in the arbiters exams. So will they be there on the organizers exam as well?
This is not coming in exam.
Oh, not coming. Just for no.
Yeah, yes. This is formula.
That's what I wanted.
This is formula.
Sorry?
This is formula. It's not. This does not come in the exam.
Yeah, it only comes, guys, for the arbiters exam, not the organizers.
Yeah, this is for arbiters. Organizer as know how do we make this calculation, from where is coming new rating, initial rating. This is calculation. Maybe a question if come for the first three formula from unrated player, okay, will be multiple choice, 3 answer, you can select, then you know how answer come. If more than 50%, if 50%, you will know how to make this calculation. If less than 50%, even the formula is very easy, you can use, and I will give you this one, you can use the table. But this formula for 2 rating players cannot be in the exam. This is only for FIDE seminar. Okay, so I finish with even the rating. So I have online and hybrid chess competition. I will go very fast because more than 40 slides. So I go very fast and to finish today. And you'll be ready for tomorrow for exam. And exam, all will be multiple choice. All will be multiple choice. So be careful of figures, numbers, because you know, maybe you confuse, such as today you ask a very good question about the report, inspection report submission, when will be 31 July or 31 August, because it was little bit confusion from website, and now chairman of events commission said no, use the which in the handbook regulation. So according to handbook regulation is 31 July. So okay, will be some like these figures, many figures. You have to concentrate and know which one belong to which answer, which question. Okay, is okay? Shall I continue?
Yes, Mr.
Okay. Now, last one. This is last one. Okay. Let's talk about online. As you know, because of the pandemic, FIDE stopped all, maybe 90% of the FIDE official events stopped, organized physically. And for that, they looked for other type of tournament they find will be online for Chess Olympiad. First start with the Chess Olympiad, but it was not rated, no title, nothing. Then after they faced some problem during the organizing event. They find the problem with the internet connection, problem with the power, with electricity, and so on. For that, they ask Rules Commission to find special rules for the internet online tournament. So in this case, they organized the first Chess Olympiad, and they were problem with some team. So during the quarterfinal, the Armenian team protests over their losing a game due to the poor internet connection at the chess.com. So platform was chess.com. They were playing at the chess.com, but they faced problem, poor connection, and they went for protest. But, you know, the portal, the protest was rejected. Appeals committee reject the protest. In this case, they decide to withdraw. So Armenian team decide to withdraw from the Chess Olympiad. So in this case, Indian team enter the semi-final automatic. Then the final was between India and Russia. They face another problem, but this time was global, was witness worldwide global service outage. So what shall we do? They were in last round, 4 tables, 2 tables already win for Russian, and 2 tables is for India. It was winning, but the problem was global. What shall they do? Play again? No. FIDE, it was something like political. FIDE decide, or maybe Arkady himself, FIDE president, decide to lead both the team sharing the gold medal. So they give for both gold medal and finish the Chess Olympiad. But after that, we have to look for the new regulation for this event. So the framework of the instruction used for the tournament remains the same. Newer rules have been set regarding the video conferencing, software, cameras, and player conduct. So as per Article 14 of the new charter that concerned camera and microphones. The camera was microphone and virtual background or green screen are not permitted. So the rule said, okay, just you have to enter by your name, real name, federation, abbreviation, federation, 3-letter. Then you have to open your camera all times and microphone. Then you play. So your background must be normal to see your face, to see your body. So cannot use green screen as not permitted, and player face as well as surrounding must be clear with proper lighting. So can be very clear. Arbiter can watch his hand, can watch face, watch leg, watch under the table, everything, all surrounding. The article also demands extra camera to keep track of the constant eyes movement. So the problem was with the eyes movement of the players. For that, they said you have to add second camera. Why second camera? Because I have one main camera from laptop or from my device, from PC, computer, and other will be in the right side, left or right side, to cover all area around the player. So my microphone must be of high resolution, high quality, being sharp enough to transmit any audible sound from the player surrounding, including the click of the mouse to validate move. So when I click, tak, 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 I can hear, arbiter can hear even the click on the mouse. And due to COVID, many players are searching for the online chess classes. Also, not for chess competition, even many players were finding the classes. They want to train because they cannot go their club, cannot go to their federation. So it was online training and some private training. And there are several chess coaching portals who are offering that service and discount also. So this was like kind of the business. Many trainers come, okay, I will give you training, 1 hour $50, 1 hour $30, 1 hour like this. They make kind of business. Also to play online games, they use many platforms. It was Lichess, chess.com, Tornado, and so on. As we are all aware for the current outbreak of the COVID-19, then it's not recommended to get out of home. Many people were sitting at home from beginning 2 years ago. Nobody go outside, restricted, banned, and if you go outside, maybe police arrest you or maybe give penalty, sanction or something. But now, after 2 years, now we come back and return back to play physically. But let me talk about the online. So therefore, we see many tournaments held and are still being held online, which allows chess players to choose the platform on which these tournaments are held and participate. So FIDE, when they start the Chess Olympiad online, they use chess.com online. Chess.com platform. After that, they use Tornado. Now they come back using chess.com. They make contract with the chess.com, something beneficial for the FIDE, and they are using always F online with chess.com. And in order for players not to forget the game of chess because of the pandemic, we don't know when it will be finished, but I hope by this end of this year will be finished. Therefore, it was decided to set special regulation and laws for online tournament, which approved by FIDE Council meeting at the December 2020 FIDE Congress. The FIDE online chess regulation are intended to cover all competition where players play on the virtual chessboard and transmit move via the internet. So now we have internet. Wherever possible, these regulations are intended to be identical to the FIDE laws of chess and related FIDE competition regulation. Only some part cannot be over the board, such as touch move and illegal move and so on. So this will be a little different. So online chess Olympiad, continental event and so on, they play according to this new regulation. They are intended for use by players and arbiters in official FIDE online competition as a technical specification for the online chess platform hosting this competition. So now we have platform, chess.com, Lichess, Tornado, Chessbomb, and so on. So many platforms we have. And some platform, it was different from other by fair play and by pairing itself. But at the moment, from my experience, the best one is Tornado, because in chess.com, we try as the Asian Chess Federation, our tournament online, all was by chess.com. Then we discover many players, they're confusing and not entering proper and cannot use this platform. For example, to play with his opponent must be live. He's going online. Online is not enough. He has to be online first, then go to the live and play with the opponent. But the second part, go on live, most player was confused and most player cannot go there. Or sometimes maybe he left and when he want to come back, he will be staying in the online while tournament is running. Or sometimes he play with other opponent which invite him. This was another problem. But with a Tornado cannot be like this. Tornado, only you have one opponent. There's no place, no such as place to play another person who does not belong to the event, play with you. And Tornado, only one click and tournament start for all rounds start in one time. This was good and even was using the Swiss manager, which pairing was same as Swiss manager. So even the pairing was, you can say 95% was correct always. But in Lichess and chess.com sometimes was different pairing and even different systems they use, and even for the fair play, it was different. Here in Tornado, fair play by each round, you can see your fair play. Who's cheating, was using, or who's trying to cheat. The regulation cannot cover all possible situations that may arise during the competition, but it should be possible for an arbiter with the necessary competence, sound judgment, and objectivity to arrive at the correct. So arbiter try as the best to arrive at the correct decision based on his understanding of this regulation. So not all articles will cover, but here arbiter's job to solve the problem. The regulation have been constructed as far as possible to the exciting laws of chess while recognizing the procedure adopted by the major online playing zone, also known under the various name, example platform, such as Tornado, such as Lichess, such as chess.com, and so on. Comment which apply to over-the-board play may be also applied to this regulation. And we have now basic rules for the play for online chess. First, application of the FIDE laws of chess, Article 1 and 3 of the basic rules of play from the FIDE laws of chess are fully applied except Article 2.1. Why? Because Article 2.1 of the basic rule of the play from the FIDE laws of chess is superseded by the Article 3.1 of this regulation. So cannot be same as over the board. Article 4 and 5 of the basic rules of the play from the FIDE laws of chess are superseded by the Article 3 and 5 of regulation respectively. So this changed the article place. And here, application of the FIDE laws of chess also, we have the format and style of this document has been designed to follow the over-the-board laws of chess where possible. Part 2, online chess rules, we have playing zone. So as you know, playing venue and the physical is maybe in the club, maybe in the federation, maybe in the hall, in the hotel somewhere. We calling playing area or playing venue. Here we have playing Zoom because we're playing in the Zoom. So online chess games are played on the virtual chess board. The virtual chessboard shall be hosted by the online playing Zoom, usually an application or website. So we use the Zoom, which many people using the Zoom will be very easy. And the applicant is more usually called a platform, and it is also known as the chess program or portal, such as chess.com, Lichess, Tornado, and so on. The list of moves shall be visible on the screen to the arbiter and both players. So in this platform, when you play, the PGM file already will be there. So very easy to down PGM file. If you want to go analyze your game after the end of the round, very easy, just download PGM file because this will be visible during the game and arbiter can watch and see. And also each player is responsible for familiarizing themselves with the playing Zoom features and functions. So here, when you go to the Zoom, so you have some features you can use, and you have this your responsibility. So we have it is the duty of the player to ensure that they know how the platform works with regard to features such as pre-move. So I must know how the pre-move. Okay. Example: see article. Arbiter may wish to highlight the availability or not. So pre-move, if you go to the system, you make active or inactive, visible or divisible. So here must be player responsibility to do this thing. For example, if you have move confirmation, so once you play your move, in this case, the computer, they ask you, are you sure you want to play this move? So here, your move confirmation. If you make active, so they will ask you. If not make active, so immediately your move will be on the board plate. So of some features of the platform use, but are not obligated to do so. The arbiter is not responsible if the feature is not highlighted. So it is arbiter, a player's job to highlight these features, okay? For pre-move, for the move confirmation, and so on. Then other playing zone platform consideration pairings. So we have pairings. So pairing can you use for and by Swiss manager, then transfer to the platform. Pairing system used by platforms may differ from the FIDE pairing system. So some platform pairing is not similar to the FIDE. For that, we using Swiss manager, then from Swiss manager transfer pairing to the platform, and from platform we run our pairing. Arbiters should find out from the organizer whether the pairing will be made automatically by the platform or made by the pairing arbiter, because some event pairing making by platform automatically, by Chess, chess.com automatically. But some events like Asian Chess Federation, they are not using platform pairing, they're using them pairing. So we have Swiss manager, then we transfer. But no, Tornado, same is pairing is similar to the Swiss manager pairing. So for that, we're using always Tornado. And where the pairing will be published, most platforms can only make pairing based on their own rating system. So according to this own rating system, for platform, they make pairing. While with using Swiss manager, they put the real rating inside the Swiss manager, and they make the pairing. Such platform cannot be used for the pairing purpose for tournament conducted on the base of FIDE rating. Most platforms only include players who are logged in the time to pairing for the round are made. So in this case, if a player default a game or disconnected, so here problem. What shall we do? And does not reconnect, cannot reconnect again. So here, whose responsibility? Player's responsibility. Cannot be organizer responsible for disconnect. Okay, if he has time, for example, play according to the system long, according to classic, so he has a time to reconnect and come back to the game. But if he played a blitz tournament or rapid, it's difficult to reconnect and enter, we will lose time and he lose the game. So some platform automatically exclude the player from all feature round. So if we found, for example, in after round 1 or 2, maybe fair play of this platform find the players is cheating. Okay, for that is not keep it for is excluded the player from all feature rounds. So no chance to go back and see. When you use the Swiss manager, for example, and if you find something wrong, in this case, you can discuss with the appeals member, with the arbiters, with the organizer, if you want to include for next round or not. So it's your hand, easy to do. But by platform, no, automatic exclude, automatic, do not give you chance to play. And tie breaks, if the tie breaks are to be determined by the platform, arbiter should try to check how the tie break system work on the platform, because platform has such as I think Chess or chess.com, I think they have only one tie break system, which is the Bochels of Burger. I think Bochels of Burger, some burger, I think. Only one tie break system they have. But while if you use the Swiss manager, you have choice for 5 tie-break system you have. And which type of tie-break are available and where the tie-breaks are correctly calculated. For example, some platform cannot handle unplayed game correctly. If the tie-break is to be determined separately by the chief arbiter, players need to be advised that any tie-breaks displayed by the platform has no official status and may not give the correct result. This is the problem always happen, not give correct result. And some platform, they give for win 3 points, for draw 2 points, and some give 2 and 1. But if you use the Swiss manager, always will be 1/2-0. Moving the pieces on the virtual chessboard, the chessboard right lower corner square is white as a physical one. Moves are made on the virtual chessboard using a playing device, example computer with a mouse or tablet. So we use mouse to move your pieces. Normally, there are 2 ways to move the pieces depending on the player's preference. They can either drag the piece with their mouse or click on the piece and then click again on the destination square. The playing zone shall only accept legal move. So in this case, we don't have illegal move. So this is the difference between the over the board and virtual. So in virtual cannot be illegal move, cannot be touch move. The players, also some playing zone always play to see electronic smart board to enter their moves on the virtual board. This is not allowed in online chess. So in online chess, we not use electronic chessboard, but now for hybrid chess, they try to use electronic chessboard. Then we have as minimum, the playing zone must offer the possibility to select the source and target squares to the make his move. Article 3, we have 3 things. We have the following additional option may be activated and used by the players. So here, responsibility of the players, not the arbiter. What's smart move? The players may play his move by selecting a single square when a unique move can be done involving that square. So this is smart move. So arbiter, players, he's responsible to make active this move. Pre-move, the players enter his move before his opponent made his own move. So just he wait his opponent, he carry his move, just waiting the opponent played my move. Immediately after the opponent play, automatic this move will be on the board. So this is sometimes very dangerous because you don't know opponent, maybe they play some strange move, and if you play your move, which you make pre-move, and maybe you lose the game. This happened to one grandmaster. He tried to play pre-move, then automatic after the opponent plays move, pre-move played, and he lost the queen. He didn't wait because already pre-move, so he lost the queen. Or maybe mouse slip. When the mouse slip, in this case also you will lose the game. So for that, some people was using move confirmation for if the mouse slips. So they ask you, are you sure? Play this move. Then now you understand, is this good move or not? Then you can change your mind. The move is automatically exceeded on the board as an immediate response to the opponent move. So here sometimes will be danger. In most playing zone, if the pre-move should be illegal, it won't be played automatically. So there is no penalty. no penalty, because this is according to the visual chessboard. Cannot arbiter stop a player and give penalty, okay, you play illegal move and so on. Auto promotion to queen. So third one, auto promotion to queen. Also, this is the danger. A player, his responsibility to make active or not, because sometimes when the pawn reach the farthest square, here you have to change the pawn with queen or any pieces. But if you active this action to auto promote to queen, so maybe you notice some such as position, you don't need queen, because if you promote the queen, maybe you will be a stalemate or something else. For that, better don't active the auto promotion to queen in your platform. The player may set up the playing zone to force the promotion to queen without being offered to choose the promoted pieces. So this is also dangerous. So 3 points: smart move, pre-move, auto promotion to the queen. That's responsible of player. The arbiter in their introductory remarks may wish to highlight which of these features are or are not available to the player. So in our regulation, maybe mention about these 3 things is allowed or not allowed. All moves and clock time after each move are automatically recorded by the playing zone and visible for both players. So this will be visible, and after end of the round, so you can see your PGN file, which is you analyze game and other. If the player is unable to move the pieces, an assistant who shall be acceptable to the arbiter may be provided by the player to perform this operation. So in this case, if one player disabled player, or maybe player in this day he has problem in the arm or broken his arm, so in this case he needs assistance. He needs assistant to help him to move. So in this case, after approval of the arbiter, so arbiter has, or zone arbiter has to watch always this assistant. Maybe assistant give him some information, give the kind of cheating. So always must be sharing a screen, must be screen is very clear picture of the players and assistant, and then arbiter can monitoring and see what happened around with the player. So it will be monitored by the Zoom camera. Virtual chess clock means the individual time display on the both player displayed by the playing zone. When a player has made his move on chessboard, the clock will be automatically stopped and the opponent clock will be started. If a player disconnects from the playing zone during the game, then his clock shall be continuing running. So arbiter cannot stop the clock for the player. He has to try his best to return back. Some playing zone have called the arbiter. So I don't know for the leeches, but I am sure in the tornado, they're called the arbiter. So in case any problem, players can call the arbiter, then arbiter will stop. When they call the arbiter, the game will stop automatically. So in this case, arbiter has to go and check what reason he stopped. If there is reasonable, so he tried to solve and see. If there was not reason for calling, he can give sanction penalty to the player. So each player must complete the minimum number of all move in the allocated period of the time. Then if a player does not complete the prescribed number of move in the allocated time, the game is lost by that player. For example, I have 90 minutes. I have to finish in 20 moves or 30 moves. So 90 minutes is finished. Still, I am in move 19 or move 29. So I didn't complete the moves. Or in this case, I will lose by time. The game is automatically drawn if the possible if the position is such that the opponent cannot checkmate the player's king by any possible serious legal move. So automatic, the platform give draw. But sometimes platform give draw, but in the position there is winning. So in this case, arbiter has stopped the clock, then let the players continue. Because in some position, for example, one have two knights, king, two knights against one knight. In this case, platform give draw automatic, but there is chance to player with the two knights to win, because in some case he will win. If it take the king in the corner with the two knights and his king, there is position, he can give checkmate. For that, here arbiter must confidence, can arbiter stop the clock, then speak with the both players, please, he will run the clock and continue the game. So in this case, they have 50 moves. In 50 moves, if the one of them beat a player with the two knight beat his opponent, so he won the game. If not, so automatic then will be draw. But you have to be careful. And other position, did position, and did position, what happened? There is no chance, the position is blocked. No chance to any king go to other part of opponent to give checkmate or capturing any pieces. So this is draw. But platform is not give draw. Let him to play. In this case, arbiter has to stop the clock and call for draw to stop the clock. There is arbiter job. And the game is won by the player who has checkmate his opponent king. Opponent declare, if the opponent declare he's resigned by pressing the button resign, because in platform we have resign button, we have draw offer, and we have call arbiter. In this case, 3 buttons we have to use. The players can offer a draw in accordance with any method provided by the playing zone. The offer cannot be withdrawn and remains valid until the opponent accepted or rejected. So when the players offer draw, so will be signed beside the move in PGN file. You can find the plus. This meaning your opponent offered the draw. So in this case, you have to agree, accept or not, or reject. When you will be rejected, when you play your move, this means you reject offer. Some playing zone allow players to agree a draw without making any moves, while others have limitation on the number of moves for draw offer. According to the FIDE regulation, at least he has to play 1 move, white and black. Then if they want to agree for a draw, it's okay, no problem. But before start the game, they agree for draw, this is not acceptable. In team event, the tournament regulation should specify whether or not team captains are permitted to be involved in the process of the draw offer being made or not. This can be mentioned in the regulation. And the game is automatically draw when the same position appear for the 3rd time as described in article. So the platform automatic, they give draw. So here, there is no chance for arbiter to stay for 5 times. Then he interferes, said, okay, draw. Because in physical or over the board, there is 5 times for the arbiter. He can interfere and call for draw, finish the game with a draw. But here in platform, online events, no. This is platform after 3 times, repetition, they stop the game, they say the game is end with the draw. The player to move has no legal move and in his kind is not in check, the game is said to end. So we have a stalemate, and a stalemate, some platform not recognize it, for here arbiter must intervene and stop the game and call for draw. A position has arisen in the whether neither player can checkmate the opponent king with any series of legal move. So as I said, in the death position, maybe there is no chance, 100% no chance for anyone to win. In this case, must be draw, but platform is running and let player to play for what? I don't know. Here must arbiter stop the clock and call for draw. The last 50 moves by each player have been completed without the movement of any pawn and without any capture. Even here on the platform, some platform they have 50 moves, some not 50 moves, so we have to be careful about it. Then, in this case, we have some player zone maybe automatically award draw in other position, and this will be normally be position in which is made in extremely unlikely, such as king plus knight via king plus knight. The arbiter should be familiar enough with the platform being used to the know of the platform. So this means even if you have king and bishop, but different color bishop, as normal, there's winning for any part. If the loss the flag falls, so this meaning one of the player will be lose because they have two bishop different color. But by platform, they give automatic draw when they reach king and bishop, bishop, whatever color, they give draw. And if king on knight plus king on knight, even give draw. So in this case, you as arbiter, you have to solve this problem. Then we have online competition may be played under the following format. Online chess competition, even without specific player supervision possibility, automatically by the playing zone without the supervision of the arbiter. Online chess is the most generic term for internet chess game. The regulation of this kind of event are satisfied by playing zone. So we have online chess and we have hybrid chess. And on online chess, we have with supervision competition in the event where players are remotely supervised by the arbiter. So we have in each room, in Zoom, we have some rooms. In some room, we have many players, maximum 10 players, or between 10 or 20 players. And in this room, we have one arbiter or 10 arbiters. So for each 10 players must be one arbiter. If we have 15 players, maybe one arbiter. If we have 20 players, must two arbiters to control the Zoom because they have job to sharing screen, share task manager. And this case needs time, needs so more than one arbiter in the room. So we have hybrid chess. Here the different. Hybrid chess, we have players in the room and arbiter also with them, like physical over the board. So hybrid chess competition is the event where all players are physically supervised by the arbiter while they play online. So we have two teams, one team in the federation on the club, and other team with other federation, other club. So they're playing online, but hybrid chess. Why hybrid? Because they are playing all in the one place under supervision of the arbiter. So we have real arbiter there, and we have arbiter in the Zoom. So two arbiter monitoring, one in the Zoom, and other arbiter in the tournament hall. So tournament hall, arbiter is responsible, and organizer, local organizer is responsible of providing the equipment of chess materials and air conditioning, buffet, tea, coffee, and many conditions as over the board. And even the arbiter, they have to check a player before enter the room, fair play using and check if they using any metal. So it can use super scanner or metal detector to scan the body and see if they're using any metal or any type of cheating. And we have, beside the arbiter, we calling here local chief arbiter. He's local chief arbiter. And for each 10 player, we have one local chief arbiter. If we have more than 10, we need two arbiter. Then we have one local technical assistant. local technical assistant, his job to check the equipment materials such as computer, connection, internet, Wi-Fi, and he's responsible electricity and check before start the game. Even during the game, once the arbiter or chief arbiter ask him to check the one player computer, maybe one player is not familiar with the computer, doesn't know how to make share screen, and he goes and help him for this case. So online chess is the most generic form for the internet chess game. The regulation for this kind of event are specified by playing zone. Then we have supervision, and hybrid chess competition is an event where all players are physically supervised by the arbiter while they play online. So in this case, sometimes what happens, sometimes if the open tournament or maybe Swiss tournament, so maybe those players who are sitting in the one place, maybe players from UAE sitting in the chess federation, 10 players, but pairing make them to play each other. Maybe 2 or 4 play to each other while they are sitting in this same place. Okay, what shall they do? Shall they play over the board or they play online? Here, arbiters go to the players and ask them, take their agreement, their approval. Do you want to play over the board? If they said yes, so they set up the table with the chess set, clocks and everything, then will be over the board with what provide the score sheet and install the chess clock and play over the board. Once they finish the game, they have to enter their move or PGN file to the system online platform, then publish. Now we have here the regulation of kind. We said there's many questions. We answer later, please. Okay, we answer later for question. The competition regulation shall specify the kind of competition listed. Then we have hybrid chess involved players assembly for the number of venues. So each venue shall have at least one arbiter. So if we have team competition, for example, we have 10 team competition from 10 different countries, okay? So they are sitting from different fields. So we have 10 venues. So by each venue, because this is hybrid chess, for each venue must be one chief local arbiter and one technical assistant. So in each venue, before once the pandemic started, first 2 years, there were no rated tournament for hybrid chess. Now the hybrid chess can be rated tournament, but you have to take permission before you organize the event from the QC. Then if you QC allowed, they will be rated. Even you can ask from QC to give norm for arbiter. So for each 10 players must be one arbiter, and for each venue, maybe they give one norm for each venue. So we have, for example, 10 venue, give for 10 arbiters norm, depend on the number of players, then for each player, 10 players will be one arbiter. So here we said hybrid chess involves players assembling at the number of the venue. Each venue shall have at least one arbiter physically present to supervise the running of the tournament, in particular that fair play procedures are being observed. So he can check before enter the game, and during the game even check. A player is not allowed to talk to each other. Once the player finishes game, he has to leave the tournament hall. The pairing of the chess, such as event, may be done remotely and made available to the players and arbiter at the various event. Even there must be panorama camera. So we have camera and zoom from computer, and we have panorama camera inside the tournament hall, which supervision by the arbiter and chief arbiter on the Zoom. So same as over the board. A scoring system who wins game by the forfeit score 1 point, and who lose his game or forfeit score no point will be 0, and draw will be half point. So cannot be 3 and 4 and quarter points, cannot be like this. Points must be 0, half, and 1 only. So we have the playing venue is defined by playing area and toilets. The playing venue in the online, this means the room with the player. In the hybrid chess will be venue which located and in tournament hall, maybe in club, maybe in a hotel, maybe in theater somewhere in the federation, and where the toilet and the restroom and the buffet room, analyze room, this all belong to the venue, and this must be approved by the chief arbiter. The regulation of the competition may be required. The playing area should be monitoring by camera. So camera everywhere. No one except the player are allowed to be in the playing area without permission of the arbiter. So in the hybrid chess, only if in the online, in the room, only player might be in the room. No parents, no assistant, no anybody, even no child will be in the room. If the hybrid chess in the venue must be only arbiters and players and technical assistant. Nobody else, no team captain, no. If the team competition, maybe after approval from chief arbiter can be team captain there in the venue, but from behind of his player, cannot be in front, cannot stay in front. And also no except to player allowed to be in the area. For example, if organizer, local organizer said, hello, today VIP people's coming to take some photo with the players. So we need your permission. After permission from chief arbiter, maybe allowed first 5 minutes only to take photo, then leave the tournament hall, because not allowed anybody will be in the area. If the assistant need by the player, the arbiter should give the relevant permission. However, the arbiter does return to the right indicated that particular assistant is not satisfied. So sometimes we have disabled playing with in a tournament. What shall we do? We have to open one room and platform, and this room only for disabled with his assistant, with one arbiter. So we have room disabled playing with anybody online or via hybrid chess, and there is camera and there is panorama camera in the room to control even the assistant. So who's watching? One arbiter in the room, always with this player, and must be microphone on to hear what happened around the player. Maybe assistant gives some information. For that, must be monitoring and controlled by the arbiter in the room. The time control and method of implementation shall be specified in competition regulation. What time, if the blitz tournament or rapid tournament or classic tournament, and what time control used. Some player zone provide the freedom for non-standard time control like brace circle, and when a player activates the brace option, the beginning of the game. So we are not using, because lose by half of the clock time, but in this case, we have to be care about time control, especially if we play with the blitz tournament, because blitz you are very short time, F3 plus 2 seconds. So in this case, if you missed connection to come back, difficult, because you cannot play. You have to be in the Zoom first. If your game is running, and if you out of the Zoom, arbiter must automatically, immediately stop the clock, not continue to play, because the guy is out from Zoom. He has to enter to the Zoom first, then he can continue play his game. So in this case, if the playing zone allow players to move pieces in contradiction with the Article 3.3 moves, the competition regulation must be specified how to deal with such as regularity. View playing zone, when you view, permit the possible, but it's the duty of the arbiter. Establish that sometimes team wants head delegate to enter to the room of the player. So here must be take permission from the chief arbiter or organizer if allowed or not allowed, because supposed to be in the room, in the platform, only arbiter and players, no more. But if they have reserve arbiter, maybe team competition consists of 5 players, 4 playing, 1 reserve. In this case, reserve allowed to enter because maybe after round he will change to with one of team member and play. For that, allowed to be in the room. Then the competition regulation shall specify a default time in advance, if there is default time or not. If you said a competition start first round, for example, at 3 p.m. every day at 3 p.m. Okay, if you mention default time, for example, 50 minutes, if the classic or standard chess, you said okay, default time 30 minutes or 15 minutes, so time will be run until 50 minutes or 30 minutes. If the player not show up, they will lose forfeit, forfeit. But if doesn't say anything about default time, so will be 0. Once we start, nobody there, so he will be 0. If the default time is non-specified, then it is 0. White shall lose all the time that elapsed until he arrives. So the playing zone must record the offer of draw next to the play move. So if you find the PGN file, you can find offer the draw. But if you use playing hybrid chess, and you in hybrid chess you play with your player with the same country over the board, here in the score sheet you have to even mention about draw. And most playing zone don't apply Article 8. However, they make the draw obvious to the player in other ways. So sometimes agreement draw can be agree of draw. And but if you use the regulation, must be at least play 1 move for both players, then you can go for agreement of draw. But if you didn't mention in the your regulation, so can be draw automatically. And then we have each player shall connect to the playing zone with the authorized device to access their game. So cannot be used 2 devices or more. So you are using only your laptop. If you start with a laptop, you have to end with a laptop. If you start with a computer, you have to end to the computer. You cannot say, okay, first round I play by laptop, second I will play by computer. So like this, not allowed. Not allowed also play by your mobile phone. Not allowed play by iPad or iPod. Not allowed. Only your laptop or your computer. So even cannot use 2 devices same time. Cannot play by laptop, open your computer and reverse. In your room, cannot be any devices. So arbiter has to check, and you give share screen even to check your task manager and your desktop. If there's any devices, any program is open. If any program open beside the platform and Google and a platform or internet, you use Google Chrome, any type of Google you use. And in this case, okay, if more than, for example, not allowed to use WhatsApp, cannot be WhatsApp program there, cannot be, for example, YouTube or Facebook, anything open in your desktop. If they open, immediately arbiter give you 0. Even you won, they give you 0. So players must wear appropriate clothes. So here dress code. Dress code is important, must be visible to the camera. Cannot be sitting in front of camera with the t-shirt, which is that very dirty, with a t-shirt with a very bad word and something not suitable for the opponent, even for arbiters. This is not allowed. And not allowed will be using slippers or shirt clothes with offensive word. During the game, a player may leave the playing area or the playing venue, or without permission, not allowed. You have to take permission from arbiter to go to the washroom, for example. And once you finish your first round, you're waiting for a second round, don't switch off the camera. Don't leave the camera until take permission from arbiter or match arbiter. During the play, the players are forbidden from using any electronic devices, even notes, sources, any book, any information, any advice, not allowed. So here, arbiter give sanction or make him lose, you find they're using something else. Even not allowed to keep your mobile, even switch off on the table. If you keep the mobile on the table, in this case, you will lose the game. Players are not allowed to have headphone in the over their ear during the play. So even headphone is not allowed. Device which is not specified, approved by the arbiter is not allowed. If it becomes evident that the player has forbidden device in the playing venue, the player shall lose the game and the opponent must get a point. The opponent shall win. The chief arbiter can also decide to exclude the player from the competition, so no more game for the player. The arbiter may require the player to show his clothes back. Okay. If we have, for example, we have lady, which is cover, maybe example, Muslim lady, they are covered the hair. They cannot remove the cover from the men and other players and so on. So in this case, they take him to the private room in the Zoom with one woman arbiter. Then they tell her, please remove your cover or remove your dress and other like this, and they will check. And in this case, we during the checking, not allowed to record the Zoom, record the room of this lady, must be stopped. A player's body, including ears, may also be inspected. This inspection will be by camera without recording. So no record. Where the player body is searched other than just the ears, then it must be done in private by the person of same gender. So if man by man, if the woman by woman. This search must be not be recorded, so not recorded. Smoking, including the e-cigarette,
Mr. Mahdi,
is not permitted. Yes?
Yeah, some participants in private asking if all of this will come in the exam tomorrow. They feel worried.
No, don't worry. This is information for you. Because we, according to Events Commission, we have covered hybrid chess and online chess regulation. So my job now to give you this information, but don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Okay. Playing conduct.
Thank you. And Mrs. Ilaha will join within it for cover and leave.
Okay, good. So as you see in this two pictures, in the old, no, it's not allowed. So I'm not allowed to smoke. Say, okay, I am playing online chess or hybrid chess. My opponent not sitting beside me. Okay, from my home, from my office, sitting at the coffee shop. So I will smoke. So this is not allowed. Smoking at all, not allowed. Even you're alone, not allowed smoking. It has been known for the player to query why they cannot smoke in their own home. The player is not forbidden from the smoking where the smoking in the visible manner. If the game is not camera, and because this is camera covering and monitoring by arbiter, so cannot smoke. Then we have here, it is forbidden to distract or annoy the opponent in any manner. This includes unreasonable claim. So every time you stop the clock, claims, arbiter, the players shaking table, arbiter, players telling some bad words, arbiter. Okay, maybe he's saying is not true what he's saying. For that, this unreasonable claims, unreasonable offer of draw, sometimes a draw. He said no, draw. How many times? More than 5 times. It draw. So, and this is also source of noise into the playing area, not allowed. So then we have even players who have finished their game shall be considered to be spectators. So once you finish your game, same as over the board. When you finish your game, you have to go out of the playing area and you become like a spectator, no more player. And in the Zoom, same thing. If you are 10 players in the Zoom, so if you finish your game, so you can leave the Zoom, because now became a spectator, cannot be in the room with the other player. Mute, important, you mute the microphone and switch off their camera and stop screen sharing. So when you finish, you become a spectator. So in this case, you have switched everything and leave the area. The tournament regulation may be required players who have finished their games to leave the call and video conference system until shortly before the start the next round. Then we have player conduct. Players shall have the right to request from the arbiter an explanation of particular point of FIDE request. A player maybe appeals against the decision of arbiter. Yes, maybe arbiter give you sanction, maybe bad decision, wrong decision. You can go for appeals committee after finish the round. There's limitation, maybe half an hour, depend of type of event. Then in this case, you have go for protest. Then in the position left, you can find this position in the left, black play.
Sorry, Mr. Mahdi?
Yes.
Yes, now Mrs. Ilaha Kadimova is in our room. Mrs. Ilaha Kadimova is the secretary for FIDE Events Commission, and she's a master, the world champion for girls under 16, under 18, and under 20. So she was the world champion for 3 times, and she was also the USSR champion for under 18. So she was also the general secretary of FIDE Women's Commission in the past. So welcome, and this is Mr. Mahdi here, the lecturer.
Hi, Ilaha, how are you?
Hi, Martin, and thank you very much for the welcoming. What I want to say, I'm very, very happy that you managed to organize such a great event. And as a part of Women Commission, you know, I see that there are 10 women, females in your seminar, which makes me very, very happy, because we were trying always to have more women in every seminars, everywhere, in every aspect of chess life. And I have to say that you have such a great lecturer as Mahdi, who is very professional, and with whom I had an honor and pleasure to work together in a couple of events. So Mahdi is so experienced, he can tell you so many stories, so many valuable and interesting points. So I'm really very, very excited to see that there are so many countries, so many participants, and I wish every one of you to be successful at the exam, but most importantly, to really become organizers, because it's so, you know, exciting and so amazing to organize big chess events. I assume we are all chess passionates here. So all the best and all good luck to one and each of you. And thanks again to Tatweer Chess Academy for organizing such a great seminars. And I'm hoping that you will keep doing that for the benefit of all chess organizers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ilaha. Thank you very much. Actually, Ilaha she's my sister. We work together a long time. I know each other very well, and actually, we are happy when we work together, and always will be success. So, thanks a lot, Ilaha, for attending today, and even Uzgur was in the beginning today with us, and now with us, and I hope. Ubay make Photoshop and add your photo with other photo, will be group photo together, and to see you in the bulletin. Thank you very much, and see you on Chess Olympiad, Ilaha.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Yes, anybody has any question from Ilaha about IO seminar? Any question to her?
Thank you.
Nobody?
Well, all questions should be addressed to you, right, Marty? So nobody has a question. That is something normal, because all the questions, you know, people are more confident with the lecturer. So I assume that all the questions can be addressed to you, and you can get back to them, to all of them. So, but anyway, if you have, at any point you have questions, you can always email me or ask Marty or ask myself or ask the organizers of such a great seminar. I mean, we are always open, and we will try to get back to you with all the answers as soon as possible.
I have one question. If you can, allow me so I can speak, please.
Okay.
Okay. In hybrid or online chess competition, you say there is some article who mentioned that it is not allowed for a player to use two computers.
To use what?
It's not allowed to a player to use two computers, two devices. So for that, if for example a player want to use one computer for pairing, for play the game, and the other computer for his Zoom, so it's possible to be accepted?
No, according to regulation, it's not allowed. Only one device. Only one device. Can use second device as a camera, panorama camera, but no, must be mute, must be no internet, must be nothing interrupt during camera work. Only for camera. You can use only for camera after permission of the chief arbiter. By yourself cannot use any device. Only one device use, either laptop or computer, one only. Even mobile not allowed. But after permission of chief arbiter, can use mobile as a second camera, side camera, to cover the area which you are playing only, but cannot use two devices. Ilaha, you can add something?
No, you're absolutely right. So we have been arbiters in a couple of online events in general, and yes, as Marty said, we can only use only one device, only one camera, and sometimes the second device is allowed with the permission of the chief arbiter, as Marty said, as a side camera, you know, because sometimes just technically it's not possible to put two computers. Not everyone can allow to have two computers in general, I mean, and that is quite understandable. So I have nothing to add.
Thank you. Any more question? No. So let's continue.
Maybe we can continue then our lecture. We are so happy that Ms. Ilaha. Yes. We are so happy that Ms. Ilaha, the world champion, the former world champion, is with us tonight. And tomorrow is our exam, by the way. Wish us luck. Wish everyone luck here.
Okay, let's go very fast now. We want to end the lecture today very fast, just get information. So in this case, players maybe observe other games from their current competition, provided they respect instruction of the allowed behavior during the game and only display the current position, time, and result. So in this case, players are forbidden from accessing any kind of games analyzed during the game. So if you play in the game, so cannot go open your mobile and check and analyze or see even not your game, any type of game or anything, even multimedia, any social media use or open and anything. So this is not allowed in this case. So the rule of arbiter for online chess and hybrid chess must be ensure fair play, act the best interest of the competition, ensure that the good playing environment maintained, checking the lighting, cameras. So if a player is online, sitting close to the windows and light is coming from outside window, cover the body or face of the player, so arbiter cannot watch, cannot see well. For that, not allowed, just give him, please close the window or go change your position. So you have to check and ensure that the players are not disturbed and supervise the progress of the competition and take special measure of the interest of disabled player. Also follow the anti-cheating rules and guidelines and check if you hybrid chess. In hybrid chess competition, you have used the metal detector and other to check the players before enter the tournament. Or if in the online, so in the online, you have to give a share screen to the arbiter. So you have to enter 1 hour before start the game and give your share screen, task manager, arbiter will go enter to your computer, check everything, then check the connection, then this is the job of arbiter. Arbiter shall observe the games, especially when the player are short of time, and impose penalty on the players where appropriate if the anything wrong. And the arbiter shall inspect the player area as appropriate before the start the game, 1 hour. So the player must assess the arbiter in doing this and should therefore comply with any requested. So if arbiter talk to the, find the camera, angle of camera is not correct with the player, and he wants chatting him, please take angle right, left, and go up or down, and he has to contact him by chatting. Sometimes we have problem with some players, language problem. So maybe he's not understand Arabic, not understand English or French. So difficult, then we have to find assistant arbiter who is speaking this Spain, for example, language or any other language. Or we cannot, we can find the team captain or any member of captain of players to speak with them in front the arbiter. Must be you speak with him and arbiter and by translate. And sometimes we use Google Translate the word in any language and send to the player, please open the camera, please open the sound, open, mute, unmute. This all type method we can use with a player. So arbiter may award either the both player additional time in the event of external disturbance of the game. For example, they're playing, and at the end, we neighbor building, the construction was some problem, noisy. For that, arbiter maybe he take decision to stop for a while, 5 minutes, until the noise is stopped. Then in this case, maybe give one player or two players extra minutes. Note that on some online playing Zoom, they may not be possible, and on other request some expertise. So arbiters should learn in advance how to operate such a situation. So if I bring one arbiter who's not experienced, I tell him, okay, you're responsible of 10 players inside this room number 3, team between Bahrain and Kuwait, for example. So he is new, he doesn't know how to make share screen, cannot contact with the players. So why I use this arbiter? No experience. So in this case, we have to be sure before, see how experienced this arbiter. Then we have the arbiter must not intervene in the game except in cases described by the FIDE online chess. What the type of cases? One of them, if there is, for example, death position, he can here arbiter intervenes and stop the clock and calls draw. Or sometimes maybe platform give draw, but still game is running. Maybe have bishop against bishop, different color. There is winning. So let them play until 50 moves. If one of them wins, okay. Maybe win by time. So if that time lose by time, opponents play will win by time. So let them to play. Why platform give draw? And players in the other game must not speak about or otherwise interfere in the game. So spectators are not allowed to interfere in the game. The arbiter may be expelled offender from the playing venue. So here an example of the situation where the arbiter may sanction the use of the mobile phone would be where there was the problem. So during the Asian competition, a player was winning the game, but Zoom arbiter discovered there is mobile on the table. The player said, oh, this was switch off. I said, not allowed anything to be on the table, even switch off. So we give him lost. We give him lost because was against. So then we have sanction. What type of penalty can give to the players? Same as over the board. We have warning, we have increasing the remaining time of the opponent. We have reducing the remaining time of the offending player, increasing the point score, reducing the point score in the game by the offending person, declaring the game to be lost. Then we have final announcement, advance, exclusion from the more round, and then exclusion from the competition. So this is all sanction we can use, and now have this connection. It is the player responsibility to be connected to the player's Zoom. A player may maintain his connection via the mobile device. Example, it was Asian Championship. One team from Bangladesh, they have problem. It was typhoon and connections was very bad connection, but they tried to connect via USB. They have USB which inside the SIM card, and after permission of chief arbiter, they allowed to use USB in device. Then the connection was good connection, and they continue the game. Another what's problem, because in Iran, it was Iran team was playing in the Federation, Chess Federation, Iran Chess Federation. Many grandmaster, women grandmaster was playing, but problem with electricity. It was very weak, and they stopped for half an hour. In this case, for next day, Iran Chess Federation, they provide power and extra power for the electricity, and they work on by generator, and it was no problem until end. So always we have to find solution to solve this problem. Don't say, okay, I don't have this connection, okay, I will not continue. No, try to do something, especially when you have standard chess. So you play standard chess, you have a time. But okay, I am with you. If you have this tournament, very short on time, no time to enter again or reconnect. So players need to be told how they can communicate with the arbiter during their game in case of a problem, such as temporary disconnection. Okay, what happened? Disconnection, temporary. You can go try or change position. I remember some school championship, the players or students, they went to the cafe, search in the cafe, they were good connection, they was playing from the cafe. So the biggest problem with the communication during the game is that making it easier to communicate causes fair play issues. So why? Because when you disconnect from Zoom, so I don't know, maybe you're cheating, maybe you go and using analyzer, other device for that. We immediately arbiter has to stop the game until he come back to the Zoom. When he come to the Zoom, then he can continue start the game. So the arbiter need to strike the balance between having open communication channels in case of the problem and maintaining fair play control. This may be very depending on the type of event. Maybe arbiter also need to be experienced. How I communicate with a player by chatting, by call, by team, by any member of team. So you have to find the solution. So during the game, if the player disconnect from the playing Zoom, his clock shall continue running. So until he lost by time. If the player cannot reconnect to the game before his remaining thinking time elapses, so the arbiter shall decide whether further sanction are appropriate. So disconnection, the tournament rule may be specified that players must reconnect within a fixed period. So maybe within 5 minutes or within 3 minutes, you have to fix and come back, reconnect. If not come, he lost. So if player does not do so, then the game will be forfeited. However, during this period and with the prior agreement of the arbiter, the player maybe use mobile device to re-establish the connection, such as Bangladesh team, which we done after permission of the arbiter. So during a disconnection, both players must not leave their place without permission of the arbiter. So see, like this photo on the right, okay, this is very clear. You can monitor, you can supervising, you can see how she playing, nobody in around. And another in the left side, this is panorama camera. In panorama camera, I can see the table, I can see around the table, so easy to control the arbiter. So the device, this type of device we have, so during the game, the player shall play with a single screen and share it with the arbiter, unless specified otherwise in the competition regulation. Share task manager. Why we saying why we're not using mobile? Because you cannot make share screen with a mobile. Who's using mobile? For that, only laptop and only device system. During the playing session, the arbiter shall have access upon request to the open application on the player's device. So share screen, go to the device and check what is open, which is not open. No application other than one used to play, only one. And a video conferencing system must be open on the player device during the session, unless allowed by the arbiter. So video conference system, we have a full view of the player display at least their face. So we can see the face very well, not only half body, half head, no, he must all complete face will be clear to the arbiter, and they may achieve using more than one camera where necessary. So maybe we side camera. If they play in the one area like left photo, see in the left photo, arbiter sitting in the left side, arbiter there, and 4 players playing on the table. So in this case, monitoring by the arbiter available, and also by panorama camera. So in the middle, you can see how we can see in the zoom. This is control for the players. And the time specified maybe in advance of the starting time for the play to allow the arbiter to do a visual. So in this mean, you have to be 1 hour before start the round. Arbiter come to you and make share screen and check your device. Then you go to a second player, third player, and so on. For that, you need to come 1 hour before. Don't come 10 minutes before start the game. So no time for arbiter to share your screen. In this case, you'll be hung. So maybe you cannot play until you give share screen. Players may be permitted to leave the video conference system when their own games have concluded, but tournament with the more than 1 round a day, it is their responsibility to be connected in good time. So then we have in tournament played under the video supervision. The arbiter in the playing area should be observing the player or their screen share at all time during the play, all time. So you are responsible for 10 players, you have to be here. Don't go to other room to check other players. Don't leave the area. You have to be and watch the players. So microphone, camera, and microphone. The player used webcam that shows his complete face during the game. No virtual ground shall be allowed. Virtual ground could be used to hide the source of the systems, and the room lighting must be sufficient to allow broadcasting and movement of the player eyes to be monitored by the arbiter and broadcasting. A player who is constantly looking at the fixed area could be getting analysis of their own game from the device. Then we have this should help detect anyone off site who is calling move to the player. I will not go for irregularity. So irregularity was very same. Then
are we taking a break?
I can stop. I finished already. So this other or repeating. This all repeating rules and arbiter also repeating, but this I can stop from here and give chance to any question, then we'll be ready for tomorrow.
Okay, I have
something
a question.
with your network.
Please go ahead.
Okay, my question from which lecture? Is it day one and day two? Just the exam come from day 1 and day 2. Is that right?
Day 2.
See,
day 2.
Everything is covered except online and hybrid chess, not covered. Okay. Maybe one question, small question, maybe, but don't worry about it.
And everything else will come in an exam.
Everything and except calculation, rating calculation, or how we can say answer. Who said answer in the group? You misunderstand. We mean
no. I take a screenshot of my answer. Okay, and send it in the group.
Keep it for yourself. Don't send to anybody. Keep it for yourself.
Okay, good. Thanks.
Why I'm saying this? Because in case you disconnect some reason, so now you can explain to me, explain to Ubay. He said, okay, and I reach until question number 17, then I disconnect for some reason. So I have answer for all 17, which I answered. I have, this is copy, so you can show me, then I tell you, okay, now go again and continue from 18. So we have 17, let's go continue from 18. Otherwise, maybe it will be all answer will erase it. Cannot see your answer from 1 to 17, cannot see. So better to capture your answer. Don't send to anybody, keep it for yourself only.
So, and they can use the sources, they can use the material, which...
yeah, can use, no problem, can use, yeah.
Yeah, and I think tonight also, I'm going to receive the material to send to you guys.
I will send now, after closing the Zoom, I will send you the material.
Yeah. Yeah, and this lecture will be online, guys, on the YouTube channel, maybe after 2 hours. Just if you need it. So does anyone have any question, or shall we conclude this lecture?
Yeah, Mr. Wei. Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm asking about the time of exam.
Can you raise your voice, please, because there is some problem with your mobile.
Yeah, about the time of the exam. The starting time of exam. Exactly.
It's 1600. I'll write that on the group. It's 1600.
1600
GMT, which is 6 p.m. in Sudan.
No, 1600.
6 p.m.
You mean 1400?
No, 1600, 4 p.m.
Okay.
4 p.m. GMT.
Okay.
Okay, so we contact tomorrow.
Okay, so guys, I think that's enough for tonight, and we want to thank everybody for your patience, and we thank Mr. Mahdi first of all for his informative lectures and the extensive knowledge he has, which he shared with us. He was always open for answering any questions, and he still will be. So wishing you good luck for tomorrow, and all the instructions for the exam will be written on the WhatsApp group. You will find it just within 15 minutes. Regarding the exam link, it will not be on the WhatsApp group, but come tomorrow early to the Zoom link, and you will find it privately here. So wish you good luck and best wishes. Bye.
Bye. Good night. See you.
Thank you, Mr. Obe, and thank you, Mr. the IO. Thank you.